Hello everyone, today, we will embark on a special journey, following the brave fishermen on their herring fishing expeditions in the open sea. From the fierce waves to the moment of setting the giant purse seine net. Each scene reflects their tireless efforts and spirit. Part 1, the journey to catch herring at sea. Alaska fishermen always face harsh challenges, but it is their love of the sea and passion for the job that helps them overcome all difficulties. Today, we will follow the brave fishermen on their journey to catch hundreds of tons of herring with giant purse seine nets. From the careful preparation steps, the work deployed at sea, to the preliminary processing right on the boat, each stage is a testament to the fishermen's tireless efforts. Each trip begins at the port, where the crew is busy preparing fishing gear. The giant purse seine nets are carefully inspected to ensure that there are no tears that could cause the loss of a large catch. Machinery, fuel, and supporting equipment such as radar and GPS systems are also carefully maintained. Fishermen are not only manual laborers, they are also experts on the sea, knowledgeable about currents, weather, and the biology of herring. Throughout the preparation process, the atmosphere at the docks is always bustling. Laughter and chatter mixed with the sound of engines and cables pulling nets create a lively symphony of marine life. As the boats leave the port and head out to sea, the real work begins. Captains use radar to identify large schools of herring, which often travel in schools of up to millions, to surround the school. After the batches of herring are transported from the sea to the port, their journey does not stop. Next comes the processing stage at modern factories, where these fish are transformed into high-value products for domestic and international markets. The process begins at the reception stage. Specialized trucks with cold storage systems bring the herring to the factory. Here, employees carefully check the quality of the shipment. They evaluate the freshness, color, and size of the fish to ensure that only those that meet the standards are included in the processing process. Unsatisfactory fish are discarded or used for other purposes such as animal feed production. After passing the inspection, the herrings are transferred to an automatic cleaning system. Conveyors continuously operate, carrying the fish through tanks of clean, disinfected water to remove sand, mud, and impurities. This stage is very important to ensure that the final product is not affected by any external factors. The fish are then sorted by size. Modern machines use sensors to determine the size of each fish and divide them quickly and accurately. Larger fish are usually reserved for high-end products, while smaller fish are used in mass-market products. The herrings are processed depending on the customer's requirements. Some are kept whole, gutted, and frozen. Others are filleted, dried, or processed into value-added products such as fish in oil, smoked herring, or fish balls. The filleting process is one of the most complex stages. The fish are passed through an automatic cutting system with extremely sharp blades, removing bones and separating the meat precisely. Workers still play an important role at this stage, checking each product to ensure no errors occur. After processing, the herring products are transferred to the packaging area. Modern packaging machines automatically wrap the products in specialized packaging, ensuring tight sealing and protecting the fish from external factors. Information about the origin, expiry date, and storage instructions are also clearly printed on the packaging, making it easy for consumers to identify. After packaging, the products are put into cold storage for preservation. These cold storages are strictly temperature controlled, usually maintained at -18 degrees Celsius or lower to preserve the freshness and nutrition of the fish for a long time. Finally, the processed herring is transported to domestic and foreign markets. Refrigerated containers are used to ensure that the product reaches consumers in the best condition. From supermarkets, restaurants, to family meals, herring has gone through a long and meticulous journey. The processing of herring not only brings great economic value but also creates jobs for thousands of workers in the industry. After the herrings are brought to port, the journey continues with another equally important industry, shrimp processing. From the fresh shrimp harvested from the sea, workers in the food processing plant transform them into high-quality products, ready for consumers around the world. When the shrimps arrive at the factory, the first step is quality control. Experts check each batch of shrimp to ensure they meet standards for size, freshness, and are free of impurities. The shrimps are then placed in cold water tanks to maintain their freshness before going through the processing stages. The processing begins with the shrimps being washed in an automatic clean water system. The shelling and viscera cleaning machines operate continuously, but workers are still supervising to ensure that no product is defective. For special products such as whole frozen shrimp or peeled shrimp, this step is performed with high precision to preserve the natural shape and flavor of the shrimp. After cleaning, the shrimp is transferred to the processing stage. Depending on the requirements of each order, the shrimp can be boiled, steamed, or processed into value-added products such as crispy fried shrimp, skewered shrimp, or ready-to-eat frozen shrimp. Each step is carried out in a strictly hygienic environment, ensuring product safety and quality. When processing is complete, the shrimp is packaged in specialized packaging, clearly stating the origin and product information. These packages not only protect the product but also demonstrate the professionalism and reputation of the manufacturer. After packaging, the shrimp is stored in modern cold storage and transported to supermarkets, restaurants, and households around the world. The journey from the sea to the consumer's table is not only a story of the hard work of fishermen and factory workers, but also a testament to the value of the seafood industry. The dedication and skills of those working in the industry have contributed to bringing delicious and nutritious meals, while affirming the position of Vietnamese seafood in the international market. Before leaving the factory, the products are inspected one last time by the quality control team. They use modern equipment to detect the smallest defects, ensuring that only perfect products reach consumers. The shrimp processing industry not only contributes greatly to the national GDP but also provides stable jobs for tens of thousands of workers. Modern shrimp processing plants are built near fishing areas, minimizing transportation time and reducing CO2 emissions. In addition, byproducts from shrimp processing, such as shrimp shells and heads, are also recycled to produce fertilizer, animal feed, or chitin, an important raw material in medicine and industry. This helps to minimize waste and optimize resource use. With continuous investment in technology and process standardization, the Vietnamese shrimp processing industry has affirmed its position in the international market. Shrimp products with the "Made in Vietnam" brand are present in major supermarkets in Europe, the US, Japan, and many other countries. This is not only the pride of the seafood industry but also the driving force for the industry to grow stronger and stronger. The vast ocean always protects mysteries and unpredictable methods. But for bottom trawlers, the sea is not only a habitat but also a source of vitality for their families. They are not only hard workers but also guardians of the tradition and culture of weaving. Each trip to sea is an arduous but also proud journey. On modern fishing boats, fishermen work tirelessly, dragging bottom nets through vast fishing grounds where many valuable fish species are concentrated. Bottom trawls can be hundreds of meters long, heavy, and must be used precisely to not only catch a lot of fish but also ensure sustainable exploitation of resources. Each trip is prepared with bipolar techniques. Before the ship docks, fishermen check all equipment, from bottom trawls, machinery tools to positioning systems and worker protection tools. Everything must be meticulously prepared, because a small mistake can cause big consequences, not only affecting the fishing efficiency but also endangering the main people on the boat. The first warning will show that the fishermen are concentrating, exchanging work. Each person has a task. The bottom hooks are neatly arranged on the deck, ready for the long trip. A few boats have set sail in the middle of the ocean, overcoming the big waves, creating a strong sound in harmony with the boat's engine. After the boat sets sail, the bottom trawling begins. Each group is collected from the drop into the water. Seen from above, the bottom trawl looks like a cloth to glide on the sea surface, dragging the fish hiding at the bottom of the sea. The warning shifts to a closer view, where the fishermen are working together to pull the net onto boat. Collective strength is the most important factor for this work to be successful. The net is pulled little by little, at which point the tension of each activity, the fatigue and determination of the fishermen can be clearly shown. "It is a hard work, but it is also our job," said a fisherman while pulling a part of the net. "Every trip out to sea is like a battle with the sea. But when you see the fish in the net, all the fatigue disappears. With the help of modern machinery, pulling the net becomes much easier." Today's fishing boats are equipped with modern equipment that helps automate most of the successful stages. However, despite the support of technology, fishermen still have to work with their strength and skills to control the equipment and handle the fish when the net is pulled up. No one can imagine the fortune that fishermen have to experience during each trip out to sea. The work of pulling the net and collecting targets is not easy. Bottom trawls can hold hundreds of fish, even thousands of juveniles, making the work stressful and tiring. The fish pulled up from the seabed, especially the larger ones, are heavy on the bottom, and can be difficult to handle. The fishermen split the work. One team pulls the net in, while another team is ready to handle the fish as soon as the net is pulled up. They must quickly remove the fish from the net, bring them onto the boat, and place them in prepared crates. Every fish is valuable, and none of it is allowed to go to waste. "We have to work very quickly and precisely," explained one fisherman. "If the fish is not processed immediately, it will spoil easily. So our job is not only to catch the fish, but also to ensure that the fish is always fresh and of good quality." Once the fish are brought onto the boat, the preliminary work begins immediately. The fishermen prepare knives, scissors, and other necessary tools to clean the fish. This job requires meticulousness and high skill, because each fish must be processed quickly and accurately to maintain quality. Warning back to find fishermen working hard, cutting the knots, stomaching and removing the fish quickly. Each activity is performed very skillfully, as part of the labor process that they have successfully achieved over many years. After being pre-processed, the fish will be selected into ice-filled containers for preservation. Ice is an important factor to keep the fish fresh, avoiding damage when being transported from the sea to the shore. This is an extremely important step. Fishermen must ensure that the fish is cleaned and stored properly, otherwise it will affect the quality of the product when it reaches the consumer. Bottom trawling not only provides income for fishermen but also contributes to the local economy. Millions of tons of fish are harvested each year from these trips, providing an indispensable source of food for the community. After being processed and managed, the products are transported to processors, where they are processed into consumer products such as fillets, canned fish or other products. Not only that, the seafood industry also creates thousands of jobs, from workers on board, those working in processing plants, to those involved in the operation of transportation and distribution. This work is part of the global food supply chain, helping to meet the increasing demand of consumers. However, not all jobs are willing to be shared. Fishermen face many challenges in their work, from harsh weather conditions, large waves to the risk of depleting marine resources. One of the biggest challenges today is overfishing, when the amount of fish caught exceeds the ability of fish species to reproduce. To deal with this situation, fishing regulations have become more stringent, in order to protect marine resources and ensure sustainable development for the fisheries industry. Fishermen must work within the framework of these regulations, sometimes reducing the amount of fishing to protect resources for the next generation. Although the work of fishermen is difficult and challenging, for them, it is a proud profession. The return of fishing boats from each trip brings joy and pride to fishermen because they know that they have contributed significantly to providing food for the community. Fishing is not only a way to make a living, but also a connection between people and the ocean, between nature and the economy. Although these fishermen work hard, they always carry within them a love and respect for the ocean, where they have spent their whole lives.